welcome to Mam Talks. I'm Kathy.
I'm Anna.
I'm Jan.
And today we are asking the question, all these cameras everywhere, is it safe? Is it good? Is it an invasion of our privacy? Or is it an opportunity to look good?
I don't
But
think about that
Before
part.
we start, let me just say, anyone who is looking forward to dabbling in YouTube or you started your own little channel, there's a wonderful tool out there. It's called YouTube Buddy. Take a few minutes and look into it because it's such a great support. It's just a wonderful tool. Okay,
Well,
what do you think, Kathy?
I think about when I go into dressing rooms and bathrooms and almost anywhere now, there are cameras in people's homes. I think I said I watch a lot of Datelines and all those, and they're
Yeah.
always like you can find anything anyone's doing in a store. You can trace them back to a parking lot, to a hallway, to an elevator. But the one thing that is a new thing I've thought about, so in a bathroom, say, where you've got like partial covered windows because the other part's so high up you would need like a 10-foot ladder to look in, so you don't really worry about it. Drones. Because we've had our backyard, by the guy who did our backyard, he used a drone to do videotaping. And
Wow.
That's becoming more and more
right,
common.
I'm drone obsessed. I think drones are the coolest thing ever. I love them. But people have them all over now, and
Yeah.
we've had drones come by our house. Somebody is using it maybe next door. There's a lot of invasion of privacy now with that. That's a huge issue. So that's
I
one
know.
more thing to worry about.
It means you just can't skinny dip anymore in your pool.
Can't
Kathy.
be naked anywhere, right? Yeah.
And I think, you know what, it really, if that's
Yeah.
what they want to look at,
Whatever.
I don't know. I just can't worry about that.
There's nothing creepier, and I knew they were filming, so it was a whole different deal, but we're sitting in the kitchen area, and the windows, we didn't have shutters, it was a new house, we didn't have shutters at the time. And all of a sudden, because it had gotten dark, so they're filming some of it in the dark, and all of a sudden, you see this light go by your window, and it's a drone, and it's like, that's so creepy.
And did you look at the drone and say, hi, I'm
Yeah.
Kathy.
Hi.
Hello. This is Mam Talk.
I did not. I went, that's so cool. But yeah, the drones are a big deal, a big invasion of privacy, but I think everyone with their cell phones, anything happens nowadays, anything.
People film.
Got your film out. Some carjacking thing where they did the whole car chase. When the guy finally stopped the car, everybody there had their phones out and they're videotaping. It's like, why are you going near somebody? Maybe he's got a gun. Maybe he could. You don't know. People just don't think. They don't think.
This is serious for Kathy.
But you know what? I have to say this is probably embarrassing, kind of. But see, I go into stores, and I always have my phone with me because I thought if something weird happens or bad happens, I want to make sure I've got my phone and my cell. I do. I think about it.
And you know what? I'm holding my phone. I'm going like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And I don't press the button.
Well, that's you. That's so you.
Yes, it is. Anyway, we used to have someone we worked with that would have a camera set up in her family room. And she would be at work and she'd be watching what her kids were doing, what her husband was doing in the house. And I thought, that's too much time invested.
No, I don't want to. I don't need to know that.
No.
If you
no.
need to do that, then there's a problem. I'm sorry.
There's people do it. People do it.
Yeah.
There's a funny story. We were up north babysitting, and my daughter and her husband, they have the
Baby
cameras that you
cams.
stick on the wall, in the corner, in the kids' rooms, so that they could monitor on their phone rather than a baby monitor. It's really cool.
I thought you were going to say rather than babysitter, they just
Well,
I'll
that's it.
check in on her.
No. So they were in New York, we're babysitting, and my little grandson has this habit of whenever you go anywhere, when you get there, he's taking his shoes off. Every time we put him in the car seat, when we'd arrive. So this one morning, my husband's in his room and telling him, he's not even 2, and he's telling him, now, I'd really appreciate it if you wouldn't take your shoes off and just leave your shoes on. Well, lo and behold, my daughter and her husband were happened to be watching at that moment from New York, and we're cracking up because we're like telling him, now don't take your shoes off. So you never know.
Yeah,
Even your
who's
own kids
watching?
will be spying.
Yep. Then you hear this.
But that was funny.
What are you telling my kid? No,
Yes.
there's cameras everywhere, and I do think a lot of it's an invasion of privacy.
I just don't have the time to think about it and worry about it, and it just doesn't even cross my mind.
Oh, it does mine.
I don't think about it
No.
because I guess if I were a thief or burglar or something, I might think about it, but
But they can also sometimes be good things because that's how they find out how things happen because they do have
That's right.
the videos and the cameras
Mhm.
around.
That's
But
right. That's
I
right.
don't want them in my house. Although I will confess to one
Kathy
thing.
is not embracing getting older with our times.
mhm. Yes.
What?
What? What?
What?
Say what?
It's our times. Our times are that there's cameras everywhere. If you go to England, there are cameras everywhere. And that's just part of life now.
Yeah,
it really
right.
is.
You can even get a ticket from a
Oh,
camera.
yes.
Yes,
can't
you
do it
can. I've
anymore.
gotten two.
Oh my.
Yes.
So Big Brother is definitely watching.
There you go.
So
I wonder what
just
his name is.
watch it. Do you see? I wonder what his name is.
Uh-huh.
Big Brother.
Everybody says Big Brother. What's his
BB,
name?
bro, bruh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to click those share and like buttons. And if you like to dabble in YouTube and post your own videos, don't forget to check out YouTube Buddy. It's a great support tool.
Please remember to subscribe to Mam Talks on YouTube.
And our website, www.mamtalks.com. And remember to keep embracing getting older. Like I'm doing.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.